Malaysia, a country that feels like an entire world in one place. Bustling cities, lush highlands, paradise islands, and deep wild jungles. From night markets and street food feasts to orangutans in Borneo and sunsets by the sea, Malaysia completely blew us away. We spent 3 unforgettable weeks exploring this incredible country, and in this video we're sharing exactly how we did it. We're Wes and Nico, and here's our 3-week itinerary through Malaysia and Borneo. Our journey began nowhere else than in Kuala Lumpur, the capital city of Malaysia. Kuala Lumpur is a bustling, dynamic city, sometimes overwhelming, but always full of energy. What really makes it special is its mix of cultures, Malay, Chinese, Indian, and more, all blending in together into this vibrant, diverse city. Our first stop in Kuala Lumpur had to, of course, be the Petronas Towers, and yes, it is as high as you'd imagine. The area around it is quite busy though, and there's sometimes scammers around who offer to take a picture of you and then ask for money, so beware of that.
It's so pretty and so high.
Next, we headed to the futuristic Bukit Bintang district, known as the Times Square of Kuala Lumpur. It is filled with entertainment, malls, and lively street scenes.
Gives off so many big city vibes.
Very big, too big.
Crossing is something different.
At night, the city comes alive, and Changat Bukit Bintang is the place to be. This is known as Kuala Lumpur's bar and club street, and let's just say it didn't disappoint. We found ourselves eating, drinking, and trying our first ever mango sticky rice, which totally lived up to the hype.
They were alright.
Everyone, I'm gonna have 3 weeks of sticky rice now. Mango sticky rice.
Make sure to also visit the Kuala Lumpur night market, which is a must. Even at midnight, it was packed with live stalls, sizzling street food, and a mix of locals and tourists. We tried some of the local delicacies, including the infamous durian, and well, let's just say it's an experience you'll never forget.
There is other person. Oh! What does this feel like? I just ate one of your socks.
It's better than mushrooms.
No trip to Kuala Lumpur is complete without visiting the Batu Caves, a sacred Hindu site just outside the city. The colorful steps and giant statue are truly impressive, but we have to admit it's very crowded. The monkeys there are clever and not shy. They've learned to snatch food and drinks from tourists, so be really careful. Visiting the Batu Caves is completely free, and you can even go inside one of the smaller caves without paying. So watch out for any guides trying to charge you at the entrance. By the way, we love exploring cities on foot, but at times that was nearly impossible here.
We were on that side of the road, and we had to go to that side, which is 20 meters, but we spent 40 minutes doing it because we couldn't find the crossing, but it's a how do you say this? Overhead crossing.
That is why we often used Grab, the Southeast Asian version of Uber, which we found was very fast, easy, and super affordable. Last but not least, have a stroll at the famous Thean Hou Temple, a stunning Chinese temple overlooking the city. It is peaceful, colorful, and the perfect escape from Kuala Lumpur's busy streets. There's many more interesting sites to visit in KL, but we found these to be the highlights to see in our 2 full days here. We stayed at Eaton Residences, which had an insane rooftop pool with panoramic views over the skyline and, of course, the Petronas Towers, and honestly one of the best places we could have stayed during our trip. Our next stop was the Perhentian Islands, a true tropical paradise off the northeast coast of Malaysia. Most people fly from Kuala Lumpur to Kota Baru, then take a bus or taxi to Kuala Besut Jetty before hopping on a boat to the islands. We, however, decided to do it differently. Since we already had plenty of flights coming up, we chose to drive to Kuala Besut instead. Our Grab ride ended up costing about the same as a flight and transfers, plus it gave us the chance to see more of Malaysia's beautiful countryside along the way, and we definitely didn't regret it. The Perhentian Islands completely exceeded our expectations. Think turquoise water, soft white sand, friendly locals, and an incredible underwater world. We stayed for 3 days, but looking back, we wish we'd stayed longer. I can't get over the fact how beautiful and out of a movie this looks. There are 2 main islands, Perhentian Besar, which is also called the Big Island, and Perhentian Kecil, the small island. We stayed on Kecil, which has a younger, more laid-back vibe with a few beach bars and a bit of nightlife. And yes, that reputation turned out to be true.
There's a fire show! You're very close.
The highlight of our stay was a boat tour around the islands. We saw clownfish, swam with giant turtles, and even spotted baby sharks gliding through the reef. Truly one of the most unforgettable experiences of our trip. At the end of the day, we rinsed off the salt water under a mountain well shower, and honestly, that cold fresh water was the best feeling ever. While Kecil itself never felt crowded, some of the snorkeling spots like the turtle area did get quite busy during the day, so if you can, try to go early in the morning for a quieter experience. Before hopping on the boat, keep in mind that there are a few fees to get to the islands. The ferry ticket costs around €7 per person one way, plus an additional €5 for the marine park conservation fee and about €1 for the jetty access. We stayed at Shari-La Resort, and honestly, we really liked it. Accommodation on the Perhentians can be limited, so make sure to book well in advance. And don't let online ratings scare you. Our hotel only had a 6 on booking.com, but it was comfortable, clean, and had everything we needed. For bookings in Malaysia, we'd recommend using trip.com. We found it often had more options and sometimes even better prices than other sites. The Perhentian Islands were everything we imagined paradise to be. Relaxed, beautiful, and a place we truly didn't want to leave. We would have loved to visit a few more places on Malaysian mainland, but since it was rainy season up north, we decided not to risk it. Nonetheless, a few spots you definitely shouldn't miss when visiting Malaysia are Penang, famous for its street food, the colorful streets of Georgetown, and the blend of cultures you feel around every corner, and Langkawi, a tropical island paradise with waterfalls and long sandy beaches. Of course, Taman Negara National Park is another must-visit. It's one of the world's oldest rainforests and a dream for anyone who loves nature and adventure. But since we had quite a bit of jungle time awaiting us in Borneo, we decided to skip it this time. The Cameroon Highlands are also a really popular spot, known for their tea plantations and misty hills. If you've been to either of these places, we'd honestly love to hear your thoughts in the comments. After exploring the mainland, it was time for the part of our trip we were most excited about, Borneo, a land of ancient rainforests, wild rivers, and incredible wildlife. It's one of the world's largest islands, shared by Malaysia, Indonesia, and Brunei, and home to some of the most biodiverse ecosystems on Earth. Our first encounter with Borneo was in the Sarawak region, a lesser-known part of Malaysian Borneo, calm, authentic, and still feels very local, far from the unusual tourist trail. We stayed near Kuching at what we can confidently call one of the best hotels we've ever stayed at, Damai Lagoon Resort. It had everything, a beautiful pool, a private beach, and even proboscis monkeys swinging through the trees right outside our room. It truly felt like a tropical escape. Wes is trying to get closer to the monkey.
We see it. From here you see it better. Look, you see it fully here. Oh, it just jumped. Oh, it's coming. It's coming closer. Oh my god.
One of the main attractions here is the cultural village, which is quite popular, but at around 30 euros per person we decided to skip it. Instead, we spent that money on a sunset wildlife boat tour, and wow, it was worth every cent. As we cruised through the mangroves, we saw dolphins jumping in the distance, caught a glimpse of a crocodile, and spotted proboscis monkeys relaxing in the trees. Our guide, a passionate local, also shared a funny story about the proboscis monkeys.
Belanda, a Dutchman.
Dutchman? Really?
Yes.
Why?
Because the Dutch have been in the other part of Borneo, in Kalimantan, Indonesia.
Yeah.
So when they saw this monkey, they have a big stomach,
Yeah.
long nose. So they say, oh, it's a orang Belanda. It's a Dutchman.
Is the Dutchman? Which of course gave me the perfect excuse to make fun of Wes for the rest of his trip. We ended the evening having dinner on the boat, watching the sunset as the sound of the mosque prayer echoed across the water.
We're in a wildlife surrounded river while you're doing a prayer in a mosque next to the fisherman's village, having fresh fruit.
Get some water.
Okay.
Special moment.
We're sure there's so much more to see and do in Sarawak, and we honestly can't stress it enough. You need to come here. The flights from mainland Malaysia to Borneo are really affordable too, sometimes as low as 60 euros round trip, so there's really no reason not to add this part of Malaysia to your itinerary. Our next stop in Borneo was Semporna, in the region of Sabah. Semporna is a complex place. On one hand, it's home to some of the most beautiful islands and dive spots in the world, and on the other, the actual town of Semporna felt quite rough and chaotic. It's crowded, the harbor is busy, and pollution is definitely an issue. Hundreds of boats depart daily from several jetties, all packed with tourists heading out to the islands. I think there's gonna be a big contrast between the islands, all the water villas we're gonna see tomorrow, and the actual town. Once you leave the mainland behind, everything changes. The islands around Semporna are absolutely breathtaking. Crystal clear water, white sand, and some of the best snorkeling and diving we've ever experienced. This place is insane! Insane! It's so pretty! And the snorkeling was so nice. There are lots of shared tours that visit several islands in a day, but if you're traveling with a small group, say 4 people or more, we really recommend booking a private boat. It's not much more expensive, and you get to choose which islands to visit and how long to stay at each one. If you're not into beaches or the ocean though, this might not be the place for you, because apart from island life, there's not much else to do in Semporna.
And we asked all the captains as well, is there anything else we can do in this area, like besides going to an island? And they're like, no.
As for practicalities, we really struggled with finding accommodation here. Options are limited and tend to book out fast, so make sure to plan ahead. That could have been our room. When we were booking, it was really hard to book actually something in Semporna because there were either really cheap Airbnbs, sort of like people's houses that you could stay, homestays, really cheap, and then just in the town, or there were water villas that costed, I don't know, 10k for a couple of nights, and then not in Semporna but somewhere on the island. And I actually saw this one online, but inside it looked so small and damp, and I was like, it's on top of water, it's gonna be stinky, maybe smelly, it's hot. So instead we booked something in the town. Also with the idea that anyway, each day we're gonna take tours, we're gonna do island hopping, so we won't be staying at the hotel anyway that much, so why pay a lot for it? While the town itself might not feel magical at first, the islands around Semporna truly are some of the most beautiful places we've ever seen, and absolutely worth including in your Malaysia itinerary. Just don't stay as long as we did. From Semporna, we continued our Borneo journey by grab instead of flying again, heading north towards Sepilok, home of the famous Orangutan Rehabilitation Center. The drive took us deep into the green heart of Sabah, and after days by the sea, it felt amazing to be surrounded by jungle again. We based ourselves at Sepilok Jungle Resort, a beautiful, peaceful place just a 10-minute walk from the Orangutan Center. The resort is so deeply immersed in the rainforest that at times you can't even tell where the hotel ends and the jungle begins.
This place is incredible, by the way. Look at this. This is just our hotel. What is this place? It's crazy.
Like they organize night walk safaris through the resort, and you know you have like a serious wildlife resort.
Before we even made it to the center, we spotted an orangutan right at our hotel.
Oh my god, we see an orangutan at our hotel.
This is crazy.
The entrance to the Sepilok Orangutan Rehabilitation Center is around 10 euros per person, and right next door is the Bornean Sun Bear Conservation Center, which costs about the half. Both are 100% worth visiting, and it's one of the few places in the world where you can see these amazing animals up close, while supporting genuine conservation efforts.
I'm adopting an orangutan.
Why am I not surprised? I went to get the bags. Come back, we have an orangutan suddenly.
Our next destination took us to the Kinabatangan River for an unforgettable 3-day river safari. The Kinabatangan River is one of the best places in all of Borneo to experience wildlife up close. It's famous for what's called the Big Five of Borneo, which are orangutans, proboscis monkeys, crocodiles, hornbills, and pygmy elephants, all of which we saw during our safari here. We'd read that some people spend over a week here before spotting elephants, but somehow we got lucky. In just 3 days, we saw them twice.
Look at this. We're going so close. Wow.
Sorry about the rush. You didn't say anything. Oh my god, there's like 20 elephants there.
We could also join a guided jungle walk, and even though we didn't see much wildlife there, walking alongside fresh elephant footprints and poop was a thrilling reminder of just how wild this place really is.
Elephant poop. And the steps. Don't get lost. Come.
Grasshopper caught my attention.
Accommodation options in this area, just like the rest of Borneo, are also quite limited, so we were very lucky to find availability at the Borneo Nature Lodge. It was simple but comfortable. We had everything we needed and were surrounded by dense jungle.
How much did we pay for this? Per person?
Like 350?
350 per person.
Not that crazy.
2 nights, all meals included, transportation included.
All the
To
tours
and
included.
from. Yeah. Nice.
No.
Borneo is a huge island, and as much as we wanted to see more of it, we had to make some choices. We unfortunately decided to skip Kota Kinabalu, where the main attraction is the mountain, and we've promised ourselves we'll come back here to climb it. For now, it just wasn't in our budget. And that's a wrap for our 3 unforgettable weeks across Malaysia and Borneo. It was our first time in Asia, and this country couldn't have been a better introduction. The people, the food, the culture, and the nature, everything left us amazed. We left with full hearts, tired feet, and a promise to come back, because there's still so much more of this beautiful country to explore. If you're planning your own trip to Malaysia and Borneo, we hope our itinerary helps you make the most of it. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed following our adventure, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your favorite part in the comments below. We'd love to hear from you. Until next time.